Remember those evidence sandwiches we talked about in the body paragraphs video? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how you do it grammatically correctly if you want to use a quotation, because this is a mistake that I see over and over. So, there are only 3 ways to correctly introduce a quotation. The first one is you use an attributive. An attributive is any verb that's like a said verb, okay? So he screams, she writes, she mentions, he points out, okay? After an attributive, you use a comma, and you guys pretty much know the rest, okay? One way you might not know is if you don't have any kind of said verb, you can join the quotation to the sentence before using a colon. So let's look at these examples even more closely. Victor Frankenstein uses nature as a form of escape from his issues, colon, I resolved, and then I'd have a quotation that proved it, okay? Nature is also deeply loved and admired by Frankenstein's monster, colon, I ventured, and then comes a sentence that proves it. I have literary examples here, but it works the same, okay? Because it's the same grammar in CT, okay? The third way is to make it part of the sentence. So in this way, you usually use very small quotations of just a few words, and you rearrange the grammar of the sentence so that the quotation seems to fit into and complete your sentence. So look at this one. Frankenstein implores the magistrate, describing his own demeanor as impressive but calm. You see how it's part of the sentence? All right. Don't pay attention to this citation because it's a literary way that we're not using in CT. But you'll notice that there's nothing here. There's nothing. There's no comma. There's no colon. If you're going to make it grammatically part of the sentence, there's just nothing, honey. Okay? Here's another one. Okay? So in this one, to make it fit, I had to change some of the my to his, and that's fine. And when you ever have to change something in a quotation to make it fit, you put that in brackets. Here it goes. As a child, lightning striking a tree excited his extreme astonishment, and he eagerly inquired of his father the nature and origin of thunder and lightning, something that most would have quickly dismissed or forgotten. So I have 2 little quotes integrated into the sentence, okay? And the reason to do this in this case is because let me take like a little bit from the top of the page and a little bit from the bottom of the page to show one thing, which is that Frankenstein was obsessed with science even as a child, okay? So it allowed me to take 2 little bits. Okay, so here's the important thing, okay? Remember, a quotation can never be a whole sentence all by itself. So here's what you should not do. The anthropologist and early feminist Margaret Mead had special wisdom, and many of her sayings are still remembered, period. New sentence. Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else, period. So the quotation is just a sentence on its own. That is never okay, all right? At least I have a sentence of analysis. Here she points out a dual and ironic truth that we are all alike in our experience of being completely unlike everyone else. Yeah. So this is what you can't do, okay? You have to use one of these 3 methods instead. Make it part of the sentence, the most difficult and complex. It's okay if you don't do it. A colon if there's no said word, or an attributive and a comma. Okay, those are your choices. And this should help you complete the activity. So after you've watched this and the citations video, you should try it. Thanks for watching.